Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 245 of our trek, and today we will arrive back at base camp as we finish the 25th day of our trek, Your Life Plan Blueprint. Since our life planning series has covered so many days, if you missed any of the days of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. I am incorporating all of these daily concepts along with worksheets into an easy-to-use workbook, and I'll let you know as soon as I have that completed so that you can download it. If you do have any questions or would like additional information as we go through our daily trek, leave us a comment at wisdom-trek.com or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com. We are recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. When this episode is released, we will be heading back to our Charlotte home for about 20 days. In the middle of that time, we will be heading to Phoenix, Arizona to invest 4 days with our business partners and friends, Charles and Alison Mecom. We will be reviewing the progress of our construction project in Mesa and streamlining more of the processes and procedures on the back end of the project. As we move on, though, we are finishing up our life plan trek today with a recap. This is day 25 of our hike, which we refer to as Your Life Plan Blueprint. We will continue reviewing the major checkpoints of Your Life Plan Blueprint with a statement that was made popular by Stephen Covey in his 7 Habits book. Begin with the end in mind. In yesterday's recap, we explored the following 5 checkpoints. 1. Determine your life purpose. 2. Determine your life objective or legacy. 3. Understand your will of life. 4. Understand the Wesper framework. And 5. Determine one major 7-year objective for each of the 7 areas of your life. Our next point in our recap and review is number 6. Break down your 7-year major objectives into 1-year objective goals. For each of the 7-year objectives, ask yourself, what will I need to accomplish by the end of year 1 to be on track to meet my 7-year objective? What is your specific checkpoint that you'll compare against? This 1-year goal will have its tasks and activities associated with it, but specific details are best left to the next 3 points. Write down your 1-year goal in each area of life and repeat this step at the beginning of each new year for the 7 years. Our 7th point in the recap is to break down your 1-year objective goals into 1-month activity goals. For each of the 1-year goals, ask yourself, what will I need to accomplish by the end of month 1 to stay on track to meet my 1-year goal? You will start listing a few more detailed tasks and activities, but granular tasks are left for the final 2 steps. Write down your 1-month goal for each area of your life. Repeat this step at the beginning of each month for the 12 months of the year. Point number 8 in our recap is break down your 1-month activity goals into 1-week activity task goals. For each of the 1-month goals, ask yourself, what will I need to accomplish by the end of week 1 to stay on track to meet my 1-month goal? These goals should be specific, measurable, and clearly understood. It is crucial that you reach this objective. Write down your 1-week goal for each area of your life and repeat this step at the beginning of each new week. Our 9th point in our recap is to break down the 1-week activity task goals into daily task activities or to-dos. For each of your 1-week goals, ask yourself, what do I need to accomplish each day of this week to stay on track to meet my 1-week goal? These are no longer goals, but detailed, specific, and measurable tasks that you need to accomplish each day of this week to meet your 1-week goal. You should verify every day that these steps are completed before the end of each day. At the end of each week, write down your daily goals for the following week, and continue to do this at the end of each week. As you can see that this 5-step process begins with the end in mind and breaks down life planning into smaller and smaller digestible nuggets. While we keep the larger objective in mind, our primary focus becomes on what we need to focus on today and for this week. If we accomplish our daily and weekly tasks, then our monthly, yearly, and 7-year objectives will take care of themselves. Let's move on to the 10th point in our recap. Every step or phase in the Wesper framework is vital and important, and none should be skipped or marginalized. The one step that makes all the other steps possible, though, is setting the actual goals. The goal-setting principles are, first, ensure congruency with your life purpose. Second, ensure your purpose represents your will of life. Third, understand your motivations. Fourth, identify your objective goals first and then define your activities goals. Fifth, plan for the B3 goals, which is big, brave, and bold. Sixth, be specific with your goals. Seventh, make your goals measurable. Eighth, start with the long term and then break down into the short term. Ninth, set your objective goals as end outcomes, not tasks. And 10th, use positive framing. And now let's move on to our 11th point of the recap, which is execution is paramount for success. Execution is an extremely critical step because execution is all that anybody ever sees. You can spend your life seeking wisdom, establishing goals, strategizing, and planning, but if you never get down to the execution, then nothing is going to happen. It is the step when your dreams begin to become your reality. It is during this phase that you actually begin to build your life from your life plan blueprint. And our 12th and final point in this recap is the importance of review. While review is the last phase of our Whisper process, review is actually a continuous process throughout your life plan blueprint. Review serves as two important objectives. The first is accountability. Review strengthens accountability to yourself. When you review, you make yourself answerable to your goals. You take ownership of and responsibility for your actions. If you don't review, how will you know if you are reaching your goals? You can always operate under the assumption that you are on track to meet your goal, but you will never know for sure until you do the review. Within your life plan blueprint, your 7-year objective is broken down into small daily and weekly tasks that are easy to track and to hold yourself accountable for. And the second point under review is it provides feedback. Review is where you get your feedback on everything that you've strategized, planned, and executed. Reviewing lets you understand what's working and what is not working, and how you can improve. Without review, you will have no clue on whether your actions are leading you toward or away from your goal. You will be stabbing in the dark, blindly repeating the same steps, and wondering why you do not seem to be getting any closer to your goals. Measuring your progress against your daily and weekly task will provide you a continual feedback loop. And as we conclude, I want to say that as you dedicate yourself to creating and executing your life plan blueprint, I want to pass on this blessing, taken from Psalms chapter 20, verse 4. May He grant your heart's desires and make all your plans succeed. I am also convinced that if you do your part, then God will honor the plans that you make as they dovetail into His plans for you, taken from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not disaster, to give you a future and a hope. We have now returned to base camp as we have completed the extended trek introducing and exploring the Wisdom Trek Life Plan Blueprint. Paul and I are busy refining all this valuable content and information into our initial release of the course and workbook that will provide you with the complete Your Life Plan Blueprint with its integrated Whisper framework. I will let you know just as soon as it is available. After such a long trek over this past month, starting tomorrow, we will remain in camp for several days as we return to our exploration for wisdom that is found in the book of Proverbs. We will continue with chapter 7. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. As you enjoy your daily doses of wisdom, I encourage you to help us to promote Wisdom Trek in the following 4 ways. First, leave us feedback about the podcast at wisdom-trek.com so that we can continually improve. Second, on your smartphone, subscribe to iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or Stitcher so that the podcast will be downloaded to you automatically each day. Third, on your computer, or if you have an iPhone and iPad, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. This will help to get the word out to others to join us on our Wisdom Trek. And fourth, most importantly, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person so that they can come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I do consider you my friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.